All right, students, you're going to be taking a test called the Power Targets test. There are a total of 5 power targets. So far, we've only learned 3 out of the 5. And what a power target is it's one of the most important things you're going to learn this year. And it's one of the things that we want you to master. We want you to be very, very good at it. So we're hoping for 100% scores on our power targets test. We will be taking it now. We'll take it again in the wintertime sometime, and then again in the spring when we have all of our targets. So these are the 3 targets you're going to be tested on this time. I can evaluate multi-step equations using the order of operations. I can evaluate algebraic expressions when the variables are known, and I can solve equations using inverse operations. So I'm going to go through examples of all of those, and I would like you to try some as well. All right, order of operations is our very first target, and what we're going to follow is PEMDAS. Remember, please excuse my dear Aunt Sally. Please excuse my dear Aunt Sally. And what that's saying is step 1 is parentheses, step 2 is exponent, step 3 is multiplication and division. It could be division and multiplication. It's from left to right, so whichever one comes first. And then step 4 is addition and subtraction. Again, it's the same thing. Okay, so for this first problem, I'm going to do the parentheses first. In other words, I'm going to get whatever numbers are inside the parentheses down to just one number so I can get rid of the parentheses. So I'm going to take 4 minus 1, which is 3. I like to rewrite my entire problem and do one thing at a time. All right, so the next thing, I did all my parentheses, is exponents. There is an exponent, so I'm going to do that. Remember, this is not 3 times 2, but it's 3 times 3. 3 to the power of 2 means 3 times itself, 2 times, so 3 times 3, which is 9. So this says 45 divided by 9. And last step, there's only one thing left, so I don't need to look at my order. I'm just going to take 45 divided by 9, which is 5. All right, the second problem also has parentheses. I'm going to start with that. Remember, when a number touches the parentheses, it means multiplication. So when I rewrite this without parentheses, I'm going to be sure that I use multiplication to combine those two things. So here is 8 minus 2, which is 6. So I have 22 minus 3 times 6 plus 12 divided by 4. I still have a lot of things going on in my question. I do not, however, have any exponents, so I'm going to skip that step. Multiplication and division. I notice I have a multiplication problem and I have a division problem. These should be done in order from left to right. So I am going to do my multiplication first because it's on the left. That's 18. And my division problem next, which is 3. I'm going to rewrite the rest of it. 22 minus 18 plus 3. Now I have addition and subtraction. So I'm going to go from left to right. So I'm actually going to do this one first, even though it's subtraction. These can go either way. We just take them left to right once we have none of these other things left. All right, so 22 minus 18 is 4. Then 4 plus 3, my answer is 7. I'd like you to pause the video and try these problems. All right, your answer should be 28 and 11. You can pause the video to see what steps I did. The next target is algebraic expressions. Evaluate the expression when m equals 2, n equals 6, and p equals 4. There's a couple things we need to know about solving these. One is that when I need to always follow the directions. I need to know what my letters represent. And 2, I need to know what this means. When a letter and a number touch, it means they're multiplied together. And the third thing I need to remember is to follow order of operations. Even though this doesn't specifically say to, we always follow order of operations, always. Okay, so we're going to take 6 times n, and n is, and n is 6. Okay, so 6 times 6 minus p, which is 4. Following order of operations, I am going left to right. This is 36 minus 4, which is 32. All right, this one says n squared, which is 6 squared plus 5. 6 squared is really 6 times 6, which is 36, plus 5 is 41. And the last one, this is saying m times n divided by 4. So whenever you see this fraction bar looking thing, that is a division sign. Whenever you see that, you do everything that's on top first before you divide by everything that's on the bottom. So if there's a problem on the bottom, you do that whole problem, do the whole problem on the top until you have one number on the top and one number on the bottom, and divide last. Okay, so I have m, which is 2, and n, which is 6, divided by 4. So I'm going to take 2 times 6, which is 12, and divide that by 4, which is 3. Try these problems. Please pause the video. Okay, so you should these answers 2, 7, and 3. Pause the video to see what I did in case you made mistakes. All right, the last learning target is solving equations. For students in my regular classes, you are only going to be challenged on solving one-step equations using positive numbers. If you are in enrichment math, you may see two-step equations and you may see integers used. On the next slides, I'm going to show you some of those harder ones. Kids in my regular classes, you should also know these. However, it won't be on your Power Targets test. You won't have to master those, but you should know how to do them. Okay, so remember, these are the train track problems. I always say whenever there's numbers on both sides of the equal sign, that's when I draw the line so I know I'm solving. I do the opposite of what I see. So I see plus 22. I'm going to do the opposite of plus 22, which is minus 22. On this side, those cancel out and I get A. On the other side, I get 38. I can always plug this in and check. Is 38 plus 22 equal to 60? And it is. All right, do the next one. The opposite of minus 5 is plus 5. Remember, the idea is to get your variable by itself, so you're getting rid of the things that are on the same side as your variable. Plus 5 on both sides. Whatever you do to the left side, you have to do the same thing to the right side. So I have t left on the right-hand side, and on the left-hand side I have 24. 24 minus 5 is 19, so I know I got it right. And the last one. 4 and g are touching, so that means it's saying 4 times g. To get g all by itself, I have to divide by 4 on both sides. This side I have g left, and on the other side, 44 divided by 4 is 11. 4 times 11 is 44, so I know I did this problem correct. These should be your answers. All right, a few more complex problems. If you'd like to pause the video and give them a try before I do them, you're welcome to. This is how you do them. Draw your train tracks. Do the opposite, just like you were doing before. This time I have m left on the left-hand side, but on the right I have negative 3, add 4. So think about that. I have a debt of $3. I add $4. I have a balance of $1. Remember, same signs add and keep, different signs subtract. Keep the sign of the higher number, then you'll be exact. So I just subtracted those, kept the sign of the positive number because it was bigger. I can test it. Is 1 take away 4 negative 3? Sure is. A two-step equation, remember you always start with getting rid of the plus or minus first. So I'm going to get rid of plus 1 by subtracting 1. I'm left with 3x on the left side and 18 on the right side. Since this is saying 3 times x, I'm going to get rid of it by dividing by 3 on both sides. So I've got x left on the left and on the right-hand side 6. If I plug that in, 3 times 6 is 18 plus 1 is 19, so I know I got it right. And the last one. This time I have a two-step equation and I have negatives. So first I see a plus or minus here. It's the minus 5, so I'm going to get rid of minus 5 by adding 5 to both sides. I have negative 2x left on the left-hand side. On the right-hand side, sing the song. Same signs add and keep, different signs subtract. Keep the sign of the higher number, then you'll be exact. These are different signs, so I'm going to subtract them. I get 22. And I'm keeping the sign of the higher number, which is negative. Now I'm going to divide by negative 2 on both sides. This side cancels out, and I have x left over. On the right-hand side, 22 divided by 2 is 11. A negative divided by a negative is a positive. Remember your triangle. Cover up the negative, you're left with a positive answer. All right, there is no NICU check tonight. I apologize, I am kidding. There is a NICU check tonight. I was thinking of a different video. I do want you to check with your NICU answers so that we know who needs some help for tomorrow. Have a good night.